So you might still be having problems with success. So you might be asking yourself, okay, so I've read the books, I listened to Jim Rohn, I listened to all these other people about success, still kind of confused on what to do next. What is my actual step? What is my actual first step in being successful? So in this video, we're gonna be going over what is your first step and what does that visually look like. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up? Welcome. I am Juan Alvarado, your personal and professional development coach, where I help those in leadership bridge the gap between their people and their position so you can become a better leader with them. We do everything regarding personal and professional development. Sometimes we get into books, sometimes we dissect leaders, and sometimes we get on the whiteboard and we dig deep down on what our next steps are. So with that being said, let's get into it. So in a prior video that I'll show here, I go over how do we turn our failures into success. And so I really want to kind of dive into that just a little bit. So what I want you to do is picture a puzzle, right? Here's the puzzle board, if you will. Here is the puzzle board, and we'll make it look pretty, right? It's got a little beveled edge. Here's the puzzle board, and only rectangle, square pieces go in there. Different size rectangles will go in there. So if all these go in there, what do these represent? Well, a larger one might represent work. One might be the time that you spend on your cell phone. Another one could be your commute or your drive to work. There's your to drive, and here's another one, your at home drive. Maybe you have gym in here, right? You go to the gym. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's cleaning. Whatever it is, every single day of every week, you have a whole bunch of these. So you can make different ones, but it's you kind of want to know what can fit in here. So this is when you wake up, and this is when you go to sleep. So we can only fit so many here. So on a typical Monday through Friday, it might be wake up, eat, get ready, right? So wake up, eat, shower, everything in getting ready for work, right? So this might be 1.5 hours, okay? Let's say you're up at 6 a.m., right? And then it's your commute to work, so your drive. And fast forward, magic. I'm gonna fast forward us to the end. All right, so we filled everything out. Wake up, eat, shower, hour and a half, drive 1.75 hours or 45 minutes to drive to work. Work 8 hours, gym an hour and a half, dinner an hour and 15 minutes, TV for 2 hours, and about an hour to wind down and go to bed. So this is your day, 6 to about, if I did my math right, about 10 or 11 o'clock, you're going to bed, okay? So maybe you want to read more. When we talk about scheduling or getting into a routine, we need to understand I can't read and I want to read for an hour, or let's just say 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes or 0.5 hours. Where does that fit? Where does that fit? Something has to come out, right? You can't take your drive away from work. You can't take work away. You might be able to identify, well, let me do this. You might be able to identify a 30-minute lunch window, right? 0.5 minutes, so 30 minutes for lunch. So you found an opening for your reading. So cool, congratulations. So now you can put, right in here, you can put reading. Read, right? And now this is work and work. But let's say you wanted to do something more. You wanted to learn about business. And so you wanted to give yourself 1 hour, one hour for learning anything. I'm just gonna put learn. Learning, business, investments, whatever it is, and you're trying to get better at something, something has to come out. Or you can walk this back and make this 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. or whatever it is. But something has to give, right? So something, it has to do this. Now, this is where failures come into play, or laziness comes into play, where this reading, you're reading, let's say, from your phone, right? And so then you start to use your phone, and then it starts to become social media. Or this gym time is more of you talking and more of a social time. And now the very thing that you wanted to do, you replaced. Or let's say it's a day off. And here's the key. Let's say it's a day off. So you don't have the drive to work, so 45 minutes. You don't have the 8 hours of work, and you don't have, I never did the ride home. So let's say the 45 minutes of the drive home, right? And so you now have this taken off, and now you have this big block empty. So you now have 9 and a half hours, right? 9 and a half hours, 45 minutes, and 8 hours. You now have 9.5 hours of nothing to do on like a Saturday. So what do? Couch, Sunday, football, Saturday, college football, basketball, baseball games, whatever it is. And then this is, because this is empty, you will always fill it. You will always fill it with something. You will always fill this with something. And a majority of the time, it's something that's not helpful, right? It's hurtful. So we need to go from something that's hurtful to helpful. And you might be saying, Juan, watching a little TV is not gonna hurt me, but it's not the short game, right? Watching a little bit of TV every now and then is not gonna hurt. However, if you were to take, let's just take 3 hours, right? Let's just take 3 hours. 3 hours times 4 weeks is 12 hours of watching TV. Now that watching TV was probably more hurtful to you, right? Having that burger, right? Having that burger every Friday night's not gonna hurt you, but having the burger Friday night and then going out to eat after whatever family outing or church on Sunday, and now you're having 2 burgers a week. 2 burgers times 4 weeks is 8 burgers. And so now, a year later, right? Because nobody thinks it's a little bit, it's the long haul. It's not gonna bother me if I just have a burger. It's not gonna bother me if I just have pizza, but here is the key to that. Look at what happened to the people during COVID time. A lot of people gained weight. They thought it was just gonna be 15 days, 2 weeks, stay at home, flatten the curve, and nothing bad's gonna happen. But it was the ordering out, the candy, the that, the stress food, right? It was the order in food, it was the DoorDash and the Grubhub, day in and day out. And now, a year later, people have put on an average of 23 pounds. But they didn't do that before. Why? It wasn't the first day that hurt them. It wasn't the 30th day that it hurt them. But it was the consistency in eating badly, when you could have had the consistency in learning something, in creating something, in investing in something else other than what you were doing. Because in this, where there's something empty, you have a choice. Is it going to be helpful, or is it going to be hurtful? What are you going to feel or be filled with? It's your choice to be filled with something. Something hurtful or something helpful. It's your choice. This is how we turn our failures into successes. We identify where our gaps are, and anything that we want to do, this is how we can foresee failure. If I have a day off or I have time to do something, that's when failures usually happens. When I neglect the thing that's very helpful to me. If I neglect that very thing that's helpful to me, it's going to hurt me. This is how we can foresee or stop before those failures actually happen. Thank you so much. So if you've gained value out of this video, go ahead and hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click on one of these 2 videos that will help you in your next step in becoming a better you. Don't forget to raise that bar. Let's go get it.